Goblin Slayer Episode 3 Review. What's up guys, welcome to J Cloud's Anime Talk. And in this episode we got hit with some lore of Goblin Slayer, and even more history about the goblins. So, with that being said,
let's scare Roy into the
nuts.
So starting off this episode, we see a high elf, a dwarf, and a lizard man. And they're on a quest to find the Goblin Slayer to do a big mission. And they're all silver ranks. And they've been sent by the overlords of their race to do this quest, because the Demon King has returned and been resurrected. But my thing is, who the heck is the Demon King? And who are these demons really? Because we didn't really get a clear cut of this episode of how the demons actually look. But it just makes me think, are these actually different types of goblins, like hybrids? Or are they different types of species on their own? And if that is the case, I really want an episode where they get in depth of the Demon King and his origin. And since he's being resurrected, who killed him in the first place? And of course, as usual, the Goblin Slayer denied the offer because there was no goblins involved, until the lizard man told him that yeah, it's goblins involved. Now I understand the Goblin Slayer motives, and I understand the fact that the goblins can be dangerous, but when something else is more dangerous out there, you gotta step up and help. You know, I do want to see more character development hopefully throughout the series for the Goblin Slayer, because I don't want to just see a main character just be one-track minded throughout the entire show, because after a while that would get stale. Now during this entire meeting, you see the priestess is having a conversation with this witch. You know, I don't really know her name, but I'm just calling her the witch. And she confirms the fact that she used to be a traveler with the Goblin Slayer, and talked about how difficult it was working with him because he's so dense, but he wanted her help with a certain scroll that he has. And we find out about that scroll later in this episode during the bonfire, and it's an ancient magical scroll, and it can only be used one time. But I'm really curious to see what can this magical scroll do. And I'm just thinking, is the Goblin Slayer saving this for like one of those big hobgoblins? But I really doubt at this point, because now that they mentioned the Demon King, it probably will be used on the Demon King later down the line in the series. Now I do think this scroll could be like a seal or something, but you guys comment below and tell me what you think this scroll can do. And what is he saving this scroll for? Now another interesting thing they talked about in this episode is that the Goblin Slayer thinks that the goblins come from the moon, but they come from the green one. And the reason why they are savages taking everybody's food, water, women, is because they're from a planet where it was nothing on that land. There was no water, no grass, no trees, no houses, no clothes, nothing at all. And that's the reason why they're jealous of the humans. And that's what the Goblin Slayer's sister told him. Now, that is interesting, because I really was not paying attention that it is two moons in the sky. And for a claim like that, it has to be a reason. It has to be a reason why there are two moons in the sky. They serve some type of purpose, each moon. So, if that is the case, what is the other moon for? I mean, is the other moon for the demons, and that's where the Demon King come from? I don't know, I'm just guessing here. But those moons are definitely significant symbols in the series, so they have to mean something and for some type of purpose. So if the goblins do come from the moon, you know, it makes sense. I wouldn't rule that out. They also talked about that people can turn into goblins by hate and jealousy over one another. So, and that's what I thought. I thought the goblins did originated from people, because if you read those ancient medieval European books, it talks about goblins and how they come from certain race of people like Scottish, Jews, stuff like that. It's not real. I mean, it better not be, because if I step outside right now and I see a goblin in my backyard, you already know what's up.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Spider, you didn't see that?
But other than that, this definitely was a step up from episode 2. I think it was way better. We got a lot of lore and history with goblins, demon kings, and whatnot, but this episode had a lot of talking, and it had a lot of dry spots. The episode rating, I gotta give it a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's between that, or I'll just say 5.5. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to this channel, subscribe for more content. I'm J Cloud. I'm out. League or nothing.